Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome. This is Rup-Eng-2013 News.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Chamindi Samarasekara.
I'm in Raja Surya. We start off with a look at the headlines for tonight.
Presidential scholarships to the value of 7.5 million each for medical studies to the students who passed advanced level examination in 2011 and failed to get entry to the medical faculty. Pro-Tiger terrorists in Tamil Nadu say that their objective is to make India and Sri Lanka as enemy nations. Sri Lankan cricketers are ready to participate in the IPL tournament, ignoring Jayalalitha's threats. 36 persons, including students, have been injured by the collapse of a staircase at the National Museum. The former South African leader Nelson Mandela has become indisposed once again.
On to those and other stories in detail. President's scholarships to the value of 7 million rupees for each student have been awarded to students who passed the GCE advanced level examination in 2011 with 3A passes under the bioscience stream and failed to get entrance to the universities. 10 students received these scholarships from the President at Temple Trees. The President was enlightened about these students at the Progress River meeting of the Minister of Higher Education held recently. The President immediately instructed the Minister of Higher Education to arrange for awarding scholarships for these students. The scholarship recipients of these scholarships will get the opportunity of studying medicine at the South Asian Technological and Medical Institution at Malabe. Minister Bidisa Naka also attended today's function.
In the meantime, pro-Tiger terrorist political fringe in Tamil Nadu is deliberately spreading false propaganda on Sri Lanka. They say that it is their intention to demarcate Sri Lanka and India as enemy nations.
Pakistan and China
DMK politician T.M. Selvakanapathy of Tamil Nadu, participating in an NDTV debate, distorted the history and information about Sri Lanka.
Let me ask Mr. Bhadrakumar first. Is it a
Sri Lanka is not our ally. You see the track record. Late great Rajiv Gandhi visited the Sri Lankan. He was given a guard of honor. The guard which assaulted him with his rifle butt is promoted as a sergeant. There is no court martial. There is no punishment. You call them an ally?
The sailor Vijayamani Vijitarohana de Silva was subjected to court martial for the assault he attempted on the Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, and subsequently he was dismissed from the Navy. He was convicted for attempted murder and was imprisoned for 6 years. Information relating to this incident can be obtained through the internet. In this debate, the most important factor that was deliberately forgotten by Mr. Selvakanapathy is that it was the Tiger terrorists who killed the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi in Tamil Nadu. The current Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha Jayaram, publicly accused at a media conference on 24th May 2011 that the DMK party of Selvakanapathy was indirectly linked to the killing of Rajiv Gandhi. In that media conference, Ms. Jayalalitha said that she is accusing the DMK party for several years for being behind the killing of Rajiv Gandhi.
Your responsible country. Your fishermen are killed every day by Sri Lankan Navy.
The Defence Minister of India, A.K. Antony, addressing the Parliament on 12th March, emphasized that there is no official report saying that any Indian fisherman was killed by Sri Lankan Navy. Another lie made by Selvakanapathy was responded promptly.
This is actually the reality there, the ground reality. 4 years have lapsed after this thing. Even you can't go with a camera and speak to a Tamil day.
No, it is wrong. Absolutely
it is wrong. It is wrong. Please allow me to say.
I have gone to the Tamil area. I have gone to the Tamil areas without government assistance. I have spoken to the Tamils there.
The legendary super spin bowler Muthiah Murugaran said the Sri Lankan players will participate in the Indian IPL tournament. The Indian media has sternly criticized the attitudes of Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha Jayaram and Karunanidhi. Several matches of the IPL tournament are to be played in Chennai as well. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha has pressurized the organisers of the tournament to prevent the Sri Lankan players taking part in the tournament. Indian media as well as international media have pointed out that Jayalalitha's attitude is a violation of human rights. Muralidharan has requested through Indian media for the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister to identify the politics and sports separately. He also gave a special interview to the National Rupavahini.
Without the security, we can't go there. We are not happy to go there and play, but still other states have given the security that we can play. So definitely we're going to play in the other states. After the war, there is no problem because everyone in peace. So hopefully they can come and see if there's something wrong. I would say that they can come and see to themselves what's happening in this country. For me, of course, at the moment, people are living in peace in Sri Lanka.
Atmosphere in the ground, plenty of Sri Lankans.
Muthiah Muralidharan was the only Tamil national who represented the Sri Lankan team. Once, an Australian umpire made a bizarre allegation that Muralidharan was chucking the ball. At that time, the skipper of the team, Arjuna Ranatunga, and all other players of the team left the field in protest, confirming that Muralidharan is a Sri Lankan. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha, who shed crocodile tears about human rights of the Tamil people, did not speak a single word about Muralidharan at that time. The former Sri Lankan skipper Arjuna Ranatunga said that her prohibition of Sri Lankan players playing cricket in Chennai is a hilarious matter.
It's the square leg umpire who's called it. What I'm trying to work out is what the plan is.
I don't think our public will react to these petty decision taken by these South Indian politicians. And you know that they have been actors and actresses, so they are doing the acting part for their own benefit, not for the state benefit or not for the country's benefit. How many South Indian businessmen doing business in Sri Lanka? Have Jayalalitha or Karunanidhi has called them back to India? No, because that they are also gaining money from Sri Lanka. So these are all political agendas by these unwanted politicians. It's so unfortunate some of the uneducated people in the South react into these unwanted things. I think that is where these people are going wrong. Why don't you all talk about how many youth got killed by the LTT, how many priests got killed by the LTT, and how many foreign cricketers were threatened by the LTT? Those are not the human rights. Why don't you consider those as the human rights? Because those are the biggest issues. Actually, all these Tamil people are living peacefully now, much better than the LTT time. I can remember I was in the north recently, and they were very happy what they have got now. They have peace now rather than getting trash from the LTT. I think that's what happened to them in the past.
In other stories, 36 persons, including 27 students, were injured by the collapse of a staircase of the National Museum in Colombo. The incident occurred around 4:20 p.m. today. Students belonging to 3 schools who were on educational tours were affected by the incident. Students are from Giriyagama Junior School in Kadugastota, Sumanajoti Vidyalaya in Valimada, and Dabaralla Mahavidyalaya in Hambantota. The staircase that collapsed is 134 years old, and the Department of National Museums informed that the museum is temporarily closed due to this incident. The students said that the staircase collapsed suddenly, and the students said that a large number of students belonging to about 10 schools climbed the staircase at once, and several students got injured and were taken to hospital. The injured have been admitted to the National Hospital in Colombo, and hospital sources say that the condition of the injured is not serious. The Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa visited the hospital and inspected the condition of the victims. A National Community Water Trust for 2013 has been formed. The function in this connection was held at Temple Trees today under the patronage of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The water supply schemes implemented on a regional level under the initiative of community organizations are considered as community-based water supply schemes. People in 18 districts received their water supplies through these kind of schemes, and in 2011 a community water trust was established by combining all these water supply projects. This trust is being implemented as National Community Water Trust under the Ministry of Water Supply and Drainage, and over 350,000 people throughout the country received their drinking water requirements from these projects. More than 1,700 community-based organizations are registered in the Water Trust, and 360 million rupees have been allocated under the Mahinda Chintana for these activities. The community-based water supply projects throughout the country will be re-registered under the National Community Water Trust. The President handed over registration of the communities at today's function. The Suryavava Drinking Water Supply Project is considered as the largest community-based drinking water supply project in South Asia. A special award was also presented to the project appreciating its activities. Minister of Water Supply and Drainage Dinesh Gunawardena had this to say at the function. In the meantime, a special medal was also presented to the President for strengthening the National Community Water Trust with local funds. A Special Service Appreciation Award was presented to PSA Vellakage, who is a Senior Administration Service Officer and who functioned as the Director General of Community Water Supply and Healthcare Project for a period of 18 years. Deputy Ministers Mrs. Nirupama Rajapaksa, the Chief Ministers of the provinces, several parliamentarians and representatives of the community water supply organizations attended the function.
The Sri Lanka Freedom Party has started the Blue Wave for Building the Nation, the Membership Development Week. The program was started today and will be held until the 4th of next month. Under this program, 1 million new members for the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will be recruited. This is a concept of the party's national organizer, Minister Basil Rajapaksa. The program of making house-to-house visits with Sri Lanka Freedom Party's message was started today throughout the country. The Blue Wave for Building the Nation was started in the Rambukkana electorate under the leadership of parliamentarian Kanaka Herath. Under the new electoral reorganization, the Rambukkana electorate has 18 local government wards. The party organizers said that from these wards, 5,000 new members are expected to be recruited to the party this week. The program in the Ahaliyaguda electorate was started under the leadership of Minister Pavitra Wanniyarachi. A large number of branch members joined the program. They included the chairman of the Sabaragama Provincial Council, Kanchana Jayaratna. The Blue Wave for Building the Nation program in the Mahiyangani electorate was started under the leadership of parliamentarian Tenuka Vidanagamage.
Veteran archaeologist Professor Raj Somadeva said that the skeletons excavated from the mass grave in Matale belong to the period of 1987-1990. The archaeological report relating to this matter was submitted to the district courts of Matale yesterday. These skeletons were found when excavations were carried out to establish a biogas unit for the Matale General Hospital. Initially, it was suspected that they could be the skeletons of people who have died due to smallpox or by a landslide. The courts ordered the police to conduct an extensive investigation on these findings. Accordingly, investigations relating to crime, judicial, medical and archaeological aspects were carried out. Under the archaeological investigation, the time factor relating to the skeletons was determined. Professor Raj Somadeva of the Archaeological Postgraduate Institution of the Kalini University said that he has made two proposals to the courts. One is that if the period of these skeletons needs to be determined exactly to the day, month and year, it should be sent to a foreign laboratory to be determined under carbon data scanning process. At the same time, he said an approximate time period can also be given. It is suspected these skeletons belong to the Janata Vimukti Perammuna's period of heroics in the 1989. Further investigations are being carried out. China, in the meantime, has upgraded Sri Lanka as a joint sponsor in one of its biggest annual trade events. This is a significant turn in the Sri Lanka-China bilateral trade relations. China has made Sri Lanka joint sponsor of the first China-South Asia Trade Exposition to be held in Yunnan in the month of June. The Minister of Industry and Commerce, Rishad Baduddin, said that 150-strong Sri Lankan delegation will participate in this major event. Bilateral trade between Sri Lanka and China amounted to $2.6 billion last year. And out of this amount, Sri Lanka-Yunnan bilateral trade alone stood at $37 million last year. At present, a 7-member high-profile trade delegation led by the Vice Governor of Yunnan is in Sri Lanka to further explore trade opportunities between Sri Lanka and China. The delegation is to hold meetings with key businessmen in Sri Lanka during their stay in the country.
The former leader of the working class and minister Philip Gunawardena was commemorated. He was well known as Burulugoda Singha and he endeavoured to win the rights of the working class. Mr. Philip Gunawardena was born on 11th January 1901 at Burulugoda in Avisavela. He was the founder leader of the Sri Lanka Sama Samaj Party. He was the Minister of Agriculture, Food and Cooperatives in 1956 Bandaranaike government and was passed away on 26th March 1972. Floral tributes were offered to the Philip Gunawardena statue in Avisavela by Ministers Dinesh Gunawardena and Geethanjana Gunawardena. Several family members also attended this occasion. The 41st commemoration of Philip Gunawardena was held yesterday at the Sambuddhatva Jayanti Mandire in Colombo under the leadership of Prime Minister D.M. Jayawarthana. The function was chaired by Royal Pandit Venerable Dr. Ittapane Dhammalankara Anunayaka Thera. The Venerable Anunayaka Thera, delivering a lecture on the late Philip Gunawardena, said that he would like to give a message to all politicians, and that is that a politician should be able to walk freely about quarter mile or half a mile when they retreat to their villages after giving up their politics and get freed from the ministerial and other political positions. The National Centre for Poisonous Information states that 65% of the poisoning incidents is taking place due to overdose of paracetamol. They say that taking an overdose of paracetamol makes short and long-term side effects. The doctors inform that this condition could also result in the death of a patient. 92% of the patients who gets hospitalized due to overdose of paracetamol have used it with the intention of committing suicide. Only 8% has taken an overdose by mistake or due to ignorance. The doctors said that such patients should be admitted to the nearby hospital immediately. The taking of an overdose of paracetamol could affect the pancreas. The National Centre for Poisonous Information said that paracetamol should be taken as per the prescribed routine. This information was revealed at a seminar held at the National Hospital today. Now we move on to the trading details of the Colombo Stock Exchange for tonight.
With that, we wind up Rup-Eng-2013 News for tonight. More stories tomorrow at the same time. Until then, have yourselves a good night.
Good night.